Okay, so welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some new updates to the measurement worksheet generator software. We're going to be taking a look at the big updates, the bonus that I'm offering with this, and we're going to go over some of the frequently asked questions for this software as well. So frequently asked questions are going to be appearing in this video. We're going to take a look at the price increase. We're going to take a look at my updated bonus, which is going to be the ultimate Amazon KDP case study course. So I'm going to explain that in just a second after we go through the frequently asked questions regarding measurement worksheet generator. One question that's cropping up a lot, one concern that's cropping up a lot, is the niche actually any good? So the niche in general is early education. Now, there's a big difference, no matter what anyone is telling you, there's a big difference between being able to actually offer your audience, your target audience, something that they want and need. So, for example, the measurement stuff that you're seeing inside the app, they are things that people want and need inside of the early education niche. Now, when it comes to positioning your book, it's a completely different matter, okay? So one of the reasons that we're creating this 5-series case study as part of the bonus for this software is so that you can see how to position your books in the way that you can offer the customers what they want and what they need, but by actually targeting the correct audience and the correct niche and the correct keywords, so that you can get the visibility and give them what they want or need. So I'll try and explain that as we go through this. So just to move on to a couple more questions here before we go forward. Do I have commercial usage for anything that I create? So I think a lot of these questions that we're being asked, they're actually on the sales page. So do I have commercial usage for things that I create? Yes, you do, basically. So I think the easiest thing to do here is to go over to the sales page and see what the developers have to say regarding this themselves. Okay, so just coming over to the sales page here with the frequently asked questions, and again, a lot of the questions are going to be answered on the bottom of the sales page if you want to check that out. So the questions that we wanted to look at here were: can I use the worksheets generated for commercial usage? So let's see what the developers have to say for that. Yes, you can sell your worksheets and measurement practice books on Amazon KDP and Etsy through your own Amazon KDP, Etsy, and through your own e-commerce websites and keep 100% of the profits. Now, can I sell books to others with commercial use rights? No, you can't. The purchase allows you to create and use your books where you can sell those to the end user and thus make a profit from selling the books you create. You cannot sell the measurement worksheet to a client who uses the assets or the book you sold for commercial use. So if you're using this for KDP to create your books or to digital downloads on Etsy or whatever it is, that's obviously absolutely fine. So one other question that we had is, can I use the OTO assets elsewhere? So the OTO number 3 is the asset pack. So you get all the images. And the answer is yes and no. So it is my understanding that you cannot do things like take the assets and put them into Canva and do all sorts of things, and mix and match the assets that you have from different software. So what this means that you can do is that if you have this software here with these assets in them, is that you can create books. You can create pages that you download from the app, and then you can create pages that you download from other apps that these guys offer as well. And then you can mix the pages on Canva, for example. So you can't take the individual assets and do whatever you want with them. You have to be creating this inside the app and not taking the individual images outside. Okay, so if you need clarification as to what that actually means, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try and explain that in more detail. Are there refunds? And it quite clearly says on the website, no, there aren't any refunds. And can designs be sold on Creative Fabrica? And the answer again to that is no. And last here we have, how do I buy upgrades after the front end version? So what you're going to see, and I understand this causes some confusion for people, when you visit the sales page, you're presented with the front end offer. So once you've purchased that, you're then going to be presented with OTO number 1. So that is the first upgrade. Now, if you scroll down and you don't want OTO number 1, you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. There's going to be a button that says you don't want that and you want to skip it. And that's going to move you on to OTO number 2. Then you need to assess whether you want OTO number 2. Again, scroll all the way down. And then at the bottom, you can click on skip and go on to OTO number 3. Okay, so hopefully that clears that up. And so I've covered the price increase in previous videos, but again, I think it's something that people are struggling with slightly. So the launch period is between November the 3rd, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and it ends November the 6th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, which for most of you watching this is going to be tonight, okay? So the front end version is going to change from $47 to $67. OTO number 1 is going to change from $67 to $97. OTO 2 is available for $197 during the launch. So that's that big bundle of 6 different products. And then OTO 2 bundle deal, that's going to be taken down after the launch ends. Later, each of those 6 products will be launched as a separate product or funnel with a minimum price point of $197. So if you decide to pick the OTO2 up during the launch period, I think the total value when the products are offered separately, they're going to be over $1,000. So now is probably the best time if you're interested in those products. Okay. So on top of that, there's going to be a downsell after OTO number 2, which is going to be $97, which is just for the original conversions that you were supposed to originally get with OTO number 2. Okay, so OTO number 3 changes from $67 to $97, and that's all going to finish tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. But the exciting part of this video that I want to get into now is the bonuses and the updates for the bonuses that I'm giving away if you decide to pick this up through me. So I'm excited to announce that I have added another huge bonus here, and we're going to get into that in just a second. So if you decide to pick this up through me during the launch period, because after the launch period, I am never going to offer this bonus again. I'm not going to offer it as an individual product ever either. But what you're going to be getting if you pick this up, any version of the software, you're going to be getting my ultimate Amazon KDP case study course. Okay, so there's a huge update in this that I'm going to show you in just a second. But what you're going to be getting is a real look at publishing a series of 5 books. So this has never been done before. You're going to be able to follow along with me what I'm actively publishing onto Amazon in terms of a series. So we're going to be looking at things like analyzing the niche and deciding how we're going to position ourselves within that niche. So again, as I touched upon at the start of this video, people get this so wrong. They are looking for keywords that don't exist. You have to find the keywords and the positioning to go after in order to get that visibility. So you're going to be seeing absolutely everything that goes into this. Now, the huge update that I've decided to add to this today is that there's going to be an ad monitoring updates group. Okay, so one thing, and every time I create a bonus, what I want to do is to touch upon pain points of people when it comes to what they really struggle with KDP, and ads is something that people go absolutely crazy over. It's something they get completely wrong. It's an area where people end up spending so much money. So what I'm deciding to do here is to do a monitoring update group for the advertising campaigns that I'm running for these books. So every single week for a month, there's going to be an updated video regarding advertising spend. Okay, so everything that goes into running those ads, I'm going to be explaining video by video so you can see the thought processes week by week, and why I'm changing things, why I'm decreasing, increasing the bids, why I'm turning campaigns off, why I'm setting campaigns up the way that I am in a certain place, in the first place. So what we're going to have at the end of this month are multiple videos, probably between 4 and 8 videos that are updates on the ads that I'm running so that you can actually watch them. Again, think up and witness the thought processes that go into this, because really what I found is that there's no set way to run advertising campaigns. There's no one set way of doing it that's going to work for everyone. But witnessing someone do this live every single week is going to be an absolute game changer when it comes to running your ads. I can absolutely promise you it's going to be incredible, and there's going to be a Facebook group for this as well so that you can receive all of these updates. In order to get this, you just need to email me your receipt for the software to chris@chrisfredo.co.uk. Again, just to emphasize that I am not going to offer this outside of the launch period, which ends 6th of November at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, which is probably going to be tonight for most of you watching this. Okay, now the way that this is going to be delivered is that when I've created the first book, we're going to start doing the case study for that, and then we're going to start adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, and then updating the advertising sections inside the Facebook group as well. Okay, so you're going to be able to ask me questions inside the Facebook group. You're going to be able to see all these videos. You're going to be able to see the ad monitoring group updates. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And yeah, all you need to do is just send your receipt to chris@chrisfredo.co.uk, and as and when they get released, so you're going to have to give me a little bit of time after the launch of this software just to get things going. But as and when, you're going to get emails with updates, you can get invited into the Facebook group, and we're going to get going with this incredible bonus. So hopefully those of you picking the app up through me are excited to receive that. And as you can see, the more excited I get, the taller my hair goes. So just to touch upon one thing here that's been added into OTO number 2 for us to take a brief look at. So in the previous videos, the review video that I did for the software, OTO2 has all these different programmed illustrations. Now, what we found has been added into the mass section. So these are these type of images here. What has been added are now these kind of scale looking things here as well. Okay, so this is a massive update, and they're going to be a ton more of these added to every single section. So not just the temperature one, as you can see, was massively updated yesterday. The measuring capacity is going to have a load added. The measuring mass is going to have even more. This is just an example of what we're going to be getting, which is these scales. So I can't do it at the moment because it's not complete in the app. But what you're going to be able to do is to put your images or whatever image that you have, or images from inside the software, onto the scale and then generate the data on the scale for your workbooks, as you can see here. So pretty huge update, and there's more of these to come for every single section. And again, in OTO number 2, there's 2 more separate products being added to this as well, which is measuring length and more or less, I think, the other section. So they're all going to be these kind of programmed illustrations. So yeah, there's a ton more of these coming. This is just an example of what they've added for us to showcase in our videos today. I'm pretty excited to be using this inside of my book as well. And keep taking into consideration here with the case study that I'm using, with the case study that I'm creating, we're going to be using OTO number 2, okay, to create a lot of the content for those books. So if you're interested in getting OTO number 2, it is the big one. It's the one that I've been recommending. It is truly very good value. So that's the one where we have the converting stuff here. And then on top of that, you have the measuring temperature, different programmed illustrations. Then you have the measuring capacity, and then you have the measuring mass, which we can see has been added to. And then you're going to have the length thing, and then the more or less thing. So that during the launch period, which ends tonight, is $197. After that, all 5 of these, they're going to be removed, gone for good, and then offered as separate products. So measuring temperature would be a separate product, measuring capacity would be a separate product, measuring mass would be a separate product, measuring length will be a separate product, more or less is going to be a separate product as well, and they're all going to mount up to, I think it's over $1,000 if you wanted to get all of them. So $197 before tonight is a fantastic offer. Pairing that with my bonus, I promise you we're going to have a great time. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hopefully that's answers some questions you have. If you have any more questions, any concerns about the software, any questions about the bonus, anything you'd like to see added into the case studies as well, make sure that you leave a comment. If you do pick this up, well done. Send an email receipt to chris@chrisradar.co.uk. You're going to get the best bonus that you've ever been offered. It's going to be incredible. And yeah, I can't wait to get started. So remember, again, the price goes up after midnight on the 6th, which is today. The price is going to go up and stay up as per usual. That's just the way that it is. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you hopefully in the Facebook group.